Welcome to the Mary Potter Podcast. This week we're using our magical probe to kind of delve into a couple thrilling /fiction stories
Oh,
from the wizarding world. You know, get ready for some stories about hidden potential and like some really high stakes magical mayhem. I know you mentioned you're interested in those like aha moments in kind of like avoiding information overload, and we think these stories will do just that. You know, offer some exciting scenarios and intriguing characters without like getting bogged down in a bunch of like lengthy exposition.
yeah, that's right. So, for our first magical probe, today we're venturing into a magical academy, but not to focus on the usual star pupils. We're going to be looking at Grimoire Groundskeeper, a flash fiction story about. Well, it really beautifully illustrates how really significant abilities can emerge from the most unexpected corners.
Yeah.
And it really taps into that satisfying narrative of the underdog, which we know you resonate with.
Yeah, absolutely. And for our second story, we are shifting gears pretty dramatically. The Spellbound Express plunges us onto a runaway train. And it's powered by like volatile magic and carrying a cursed artifact with the potential to like shatter the very barriers between magical realms. So yeah, expect a really fast-paced adventure with a team of like really resourceful sorcerer engineers battling against the clock.
Yeah.
Yes, packed with that kind of action and suspense we know you were hoping for. So, okay, let's unpack Grimoire Groundskeeper.
Sure, yeah. So Grimoire Groundskeeper centers on Jamie. He's a teenager working as the groundskeeper at this prestigious magical academy. And what's immediately striking is this premise of, someone surrounded by magic, yet seemingly excluded from it.
Yeah.
He's physically within this world of spells and enchantments, but socially and educationally kind of on the periphery.
Yeah, you really get a sense of that separation. Like the story kind of subtly paints this picture of Jamie's daily life, like sweeping up leftover potion ingredients or hearing those faint sounds of like lessons and laughter drifting from the towers. He's so close to this vibrant magical world, but yeah, he feels totally detached from it.
Yeah, and then the narrative introduces this pivotal moment. Jamie finding a fire-singed page from a spell book in the hedge maze.
Right.
And what's interesting here is this mention of a familiar thrill. It's not just a one-off discovery. It kind of suggests a pattern, almost a quiet habit of his.
Yeah.
It hints at this inherent curiosity and this drive to learn even without any kind of formal instruction. Why do you think this detail is so significant?
Well, it makes you wonder about Jamie's internal world, doesn't it? I mean, this familiar thrill. It implies this persistent yearning for knowledge, like a secret hunger for magic that he's been kind of nurturing in the shadows.
Right.
It suggests this isn't just accidental. It's driven by something deeper.
Exactly. And this leads to the core of Jamie's development, really his self-taught magical education. You get this really vivid image of him in his tiny room, poring over these discarded spell books late at night, practicing incantations and gestures until he's just, physically exhausted.
Yeah.
This speaks volumes about his dedication and his resourcefulness. He's not passively waiting for an opportunity. He's actively, creating his own.
Yeah, it really underscores his initiative. In a world where magical education is likely pretty structured, maybe even like exclusive. He's forging his own path. He's like piecing together this knowledge from these overlooked scraps.
Right.
It makes you think about how often, innovation and true understanding can come from those outside, like the established systems.
Precisely. And this unconventional learning culminates in the Chimera incident on the practice field. Can you visualize that scene? What stands out to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have this this terrifying creature, a chimera, and it's got this roaring lion's head, a thrashing serpent tail, like completely out of control.
Right.
And the students, presumably the ones with the formal training, they're panicking, they're scattering.
Yeah.
Even the professors, the authority figures in this magical space, seem completely overwhelmed. Like their commands are totally ineffective against this rampaging beast.
Right.
The tension is so palpable.
And it's in this moment of total chaos, when the formally educated are failing, that that Jamie, the groundskeeper, acts instinctively. He casts a shielding spell, one that he's learned in secret from those, discarded books.
Yeah.
And the description of, the air shimmering and deflecting the Chimera's attack, that's such a powerful image. What does this unexpected intervention suggest to you?
Well, it's a complete subversion of expectations, isn't it? The person that everyone likely overlooks, the one deemed, the least likely to possess any magical ability, is the one who steps in and saves the day. It highlights the the limitations of assumptions and the potential that can lie hidden, beneath the surface.
And the aftermath is equally telling. The professors descend on Jamie, and there's this moment of anticipation, like the expectation of reprimand for practicing magic without authorization. But then the headmaster asks that that crucial question of, where did you learn that, groundskeeper?
Yeah.
This completely shifts the dynamic. It's no longer about punishment, but about understanding the source of his unexpected skill.
Yeah, that question is the turning point. Jamie's confession, the hesitation, the vulnerability of admitting his his clandestine learning. Yeah. It creates this moment of real suspense. What will be the consequence, of revealing his secret?
And the resolution is quite insightful. A week later, instead of expulsion or punishment, Jamie's summoned to the headmaster's grand library, and the contrast between his small, humble room and this vast repository of magical knowledge, it's significant. And the headmaster's remark, turns out some of the best lessons are found in the margins. It's a wonderful encapsulation of the story's central theme. What do you make of the headmaster's reaction?
Well, it suggests a wisdom and an understanding that that goes beyond conventional expectations. The headmaster isn't just concerned with rules. He recognizes talent and the unconventional paths it can take. It makes you wonder if if he maybe suspected something all along, or if he's just open to recognizing potential in unaccepted places.
Right. And the story concludes with Jamie being welcomed as an apprentice, a new beginning, for him. It's a hopeful and satisfying resolution, emphasizing, this idea that potential, when it's recognized, can lead to extraordinary opportunities.
But then there's that final intriguing detail. The discarded spell book, with the familiar markings glowing faintly under the headmaster's desk.
Yeah.
What does that subtle clue imply?
It introduces a layer of mystery, doesn't it? Raises questions about the headmaster's awareness, maybe even his orchestration of Jamie's learning. Was he testing Jamie? Did he intentionally leave those discarded books? It suggests a deeper game at play, like a hidden connection between the headmaster and Jamie's unexpected abilities. It's a thought-provoking way to end this part of our magical probe.
It definitely leaves you pondering the true nature of mentorship and how sometimes the most profound lessons are learned outside the traditional curriculum. Okay, so having explored this story of hidden potential, let's now turn our magical probe towards a completely different kind of magical challenge, the Spellbound Express.
Right. This flash fiction story immediately throws us into this high-stakes situation. We have this runaway train, not powered by, conventional means, but by volatile, unstable magic.
Yeah.
And it's carrying this, the Heart of Akara, this cursed artifact that has the power to, tear down the barriers between magical realms. And the narrative quickly establishes this race against time with potentially catastrophic consequences. What are your initial thoughts on this premise?
I mean, it's a fantastic setup for high drama, like the idea of this magical train, careening out of control, threatening the very fabric of reality. it's instantly captivating. It takes this familiar image, the runaway train,
Right.
and infuses it with this layer of magical peril.
And we're introduced to this team of sorcerer engineers, Anya, Will, and Elias. And even in their brief descriptions, Anya, wrestling with the pressure gauge, young Will scribbling containment runes, the experienced Elias weaving stabilizing spells. You get a sense of their individual roles and the desperate situation that they're facing. They're not just dealing with a mechanical failure. They're battling a magical one.
Yeah, and the introduction of the cursed artifact, the shattered heart of Akara, like immediately raises the stakes. Like the description of its reality warping properties, the tremors shaking the train, and the unsettling whispers in on his mind. Like they really convey this immense and dangerous power. It's not just an object. It's this active malevolent force.
Yeah. The narrative emphasizes the escalating danger, as the train hurtles towards the nexus point between realms, this fragile boundary that's protected by, ancient wards. The potential for, widespread destruction is immense. It makes you consider, the responsibility these sorcerer engineers bear and the fragility of the magical world, they inhabit.
And then the situation takes like a dramatic turn for the worse.
Yeah.
Like that the train cars buckle, the heart breaks free from its containment, and the train is like violently thrown off the tracks
Right.
Into this dense forest.
Right.
And it's a moment of apparent disaster. But what I found interesting was the immediate focus afterwards.
Yeah, you're right. Anya wakes up to find her colleagues injured, and the containment box for the heart is gone. So, the immediate threat has seemingly multiplied. But, Elias, the experienced engineer, urges them to focus on the train itself, believing that if the engine is intact, they still have, a chance. What does this prioritization suggest about their mindset?
Well, it speaks to their, resourcefulness and their deep, understanding of the magic that powers their world. Even with the cursed artifact loose, their immediate instinct is to salvage their primary tool, the engine, as a potential means of, defense or even escape.
Right.
It highlights a practical, almost pragmatic approach.
Yeah.
To a magical, crisis.
Yeah, and what follows is this descent into this warped reality within the wrecked train. And the descriptions of metal fused into monstrous shapes, clocks running backward, and moonlight reflecting in forest puddles inside the train.
Right.
Those vividly illustrate the heart's chaotic influence. What effect did these surreal details have on you?
Well, they created this powerful sense of unease and the uncanny. Like it visually demonstrated, the heart of Akara's power to distort, reality, making the familiar suddenly strange and threatening. It emphasized that they weren't just dealing with a physical threat, but a disruption of the natural order.
Yeah, their journey, through the wreckage leads them to the engine car, and it's now this impossibly large space filled with malevolent energy, and the heart of Akara is it's floating at its center, emitting these warped shadows, and this is really the heart of the the immediate danger. What did you make of Anya's response in this moment?
Well, despite the terrifying scene, Anya steps forward with this desperate plan. Her attempt to to sound braver than she probably feels. It highlights her courage and her willingness to to take responsibility in a crisis, and it sets the stage for this final high stakes confrontation, even when the odds seem overwhelmingly against them.
Yeah, their counterattack. Coaxing power from the damaged engine and directing it at the heart. It's truly a climactic moment. The description of the warped shadows lunging, the relic screaming, culminating in this blinding light, creates this powerful sense of magical conflict.
And in the immediate aftermath, there's this sense of relief. Like the train car returns to its normal size, the shadows disappear, and the heart of Akara appears inert. But that relief it's short-lived, isn't it?
Precisely. When Anya nudges the heart, it emits this soft hum, not a stream of chaos, but a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And this final detail completely recontextualizes everything that's happened. What questions does this new heartbeat raise for you?
Well, it introduces a profound uncertainty. Has the heart, been truly neutralized, or has it simply transformed into something else? Maybe even something more unpredictable. What does it mean for a cursed artifact to possess something, akin to life? It leaves you pondering the very nature of magic and its potential for, unforeseen consequences.
Exactly. It shifts the narrative from one of, simple containment to one of potential transformation and, unknown implications. What does a heartbeat signify for something inherently chaotic? It's a fascinatingly ambiguous ending.
These flash fiction stories, while brief, offer truly captivating glimpses into the wizarding world. Exploring themes of hidden potential and the struggle against overwhelming magical forces. We certainly found the unexpected twists and turns incredibly engaging, and we hope you did too.
In Grimoire Groundskeeper, we witness how dedication and a thirst for knowledge can unlock extraordinary abilities, regardless of one's social standing or perceived limitations. It makes you reflect on the untapped talents that might exist, in the most overlooked individuals around us.
And Spellbound Express throws us into this thrilling race against time. Underscoring, the courage, ingenuity, and sheer determination required to confront powerful magical threats. That final cliffhanger with the heart's unexpected heartbeat is particularly thought-provoking. What might be the long-term implications of their actions? Have they truly saved the day, or have they unleashed something new and unforeseen?
These stories, they truly ignite the imagination, don't they? They invite us to consider, the deeper possibilities within this magical universe, and perhaps even in our own. What other hidden heroes might be, waiting for their moment. What other seemingly inert forces might possess a latent, unexpected power.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us for this magical probe into the wizarding world. Rate and follow the Mary Potter podcast for more captivating tales of magic and fantastic creatures. We look forward to our next weekly show where we'll uncover more wild stories from the realm of flash fiction.